And you also hear Ma speak a lot about this idea of the veil. This veil. Now, what is the difference between one side of the veil and the other side of the veil? Here's a funny kind of visual of it, right? This is from Valerian and the City of Planet of a Thousand, City of a Thousand Planets. That's it. And there's this gentleman moving through this veil here. And my understanding and my experience when Ma's speaking of the veil is on one side of the veil, you have this experience of duality, of separation, of us and them, right? Pink Floyd, us and them, the whole thing there, it's there. And so when we get into this idea of us and them, separation, individuality, suffering, all of these concepts, lack, all of that, they exist within this world of duality, which exists at a certain level of consciousness. Consciousness is a spectrum from low to high. And over time, this veil was created as the humanity's collective frequency lowered into that place of duality and separation. And yet, as we move through our human experience, and I invite you to think for a moment about this, we have moments when we transcend that, of profound connection with others, a moment of meditation, a moment of being in nature or in a sacred place or church. Right? We have these moments of transcending that through human intimacy, through sex, all of these things. We have moments where we transcend duality. Can you see those moments in your life? That moment is when we go beyond the veil. And Ma is saying we don't need to wait till that to happen to us. We can cultivate the capacity within our own consciousness to transcend that veil and live on the other side of the veil. And that doesn't mean I'm like leaving my body and going living somewhere else. It's a place in our own consciousness. Does that communicate? Because this is so important. This is such a key aspect of Ma's work. Ma lives on the other side of the veil. And Ma's like, you're over there and you're just suffering. What are you doing? Come join me. Wake up, remember, it's available. Please come. And we have that capacity. We can do it through the heart, through the breath, through our intention in each moment, being in Ma's physical presence. So as we continue and you hear Ma speak about going beyond the veil, let's see how we can play and live a life where we continue to move beyond limitation, move beyond separation. And on the other side, there is a magical, magical life of synchronicity, a profound unity and connection. One time in the Kumbh Mela, which is the largest human gathering on the planet, it's absolutely phenomenal in India. Jivan Das, Dalita, and I, and 6 others were initiated within the tradition there into what was called a Mahamandaleshwar. It's a title within India recognizes a spiritual leader, someone that contributes towards the upliftment of humanity. And Sai Ma wanted to prepare the 9 of us to receive that initiation. And so Ma said, I want you to come with me down to the Ganga, the river, the Ganga. And said, okay. And Ma said, I'm going to initiate you. Preparation. So we went there and each of us went and dipped into the river, which is an extraordinary experience in and of itself. And then we came over and Ma put Ma's hands on each one of us. And did Ma touch her feet as well? I feel like there was something else you don't remember as well. Elements of it are beyond. But Ma came over and I remember Ma putting Ma's hands on my head. And my experience in that moment, you know, like a snow globe, when you shake it up and you see the little, little house there and there's a little tree and the snow's coming down. My experience was like my body was that little house in the snow globe and the world around me was like in that snow globe. And when Ma initiated me, I popped out of that snow globe. And beyond that snow globe, my experience of myself, and these are only qualities that point towards it, is this serenity beyond words, a peace beyond words, a joy beyond words, the most lucid and vivid experience of nature, of life that could even imagine. and the cessation of suffering in that moment, the calming of the mind. I'm just pointing towards this, right? And being there in the Ganga, experiencing that, it was such a profound, like wild, extraordinary experience. Oh my God, the most amazing, and yet completely natural. So at home in that, such a sense of, oh yeah, this is who I am. This is what life is about. And for me, I would say in my assessment, that was one of the most tangible experiences of going beyond the veil that I've ever had. And it doesn't need to be that grand for you to experience that. It can show up in the smallest and the littlest ways. And yet it is magic. And I think this is what draws us to Ma, is Ma has the capacity to elevate our consciousness, to support us to remember who we are. And when we do that, all the things we strive for in life become kind of silly in some ways, because we found the juice, we found the gold or the diamonds, we found that ultimate bliss of who we are. I know this is very cliche in some spiritual language, yet Ma brings it. I don't know a way to say it. Ma brings it. You can read a book or you can experience it, and Ma brings it. And so we go through these words so that when we're with Ma today, we can experience ourselves on that other side of the veil as the beings of light we are. And if Ma brings other concepts forward that we don't understand, we can relax. We don't need to understand it. We'll come back to it. We'll keep discovering it. There's layers of understanding of each of these, as I've shared about like crossing the veil. I continue to have a deeper and different experiences of what it is to go beyond.